Hello there and welcome. My name's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee. Now today I just want to make a very simple napkin. Now when you're choosing your fabric for your napkin, I would go for a nice solid linen, a cotton, and I would go for quite a dense weave. This just makes it a much more quality thing. And of course, if you were using your napkins to handle hot plates or anything, then you really do need a cotton rather than a man-made fabric. Now, so square of cloth, that's easy enough, isn't it? And we've chosen our fabric and your your colour scheme. And we have our overlocker here. Now, if you do have an overlocker and you just use it for overlocking, well, there are a couple of other things you can do. So, what I'm first of all going to do is I'm just going to do what is called a rolling hem. So I'm going to take the thread off one of the needles, the furthest one away, and I can put that safely out of the way. Yeah, I can take it off, whatever. It's not going to worry, and then when I start sewing it will just sew out. So that's the first step. You can get rid of this needle. Now if you are using a very fine cloth, then it might be an idea just to take that needle out. You'll need a screwdriver and then away it goes. So we're now inside our overlocker and we have this cutting blade. Now we're not going to use this cutting blade because we're going to do a rolling hem. So on this model, and they are all very similar, we have to push this screw in and then we can turn that down and then it clips back out of the way. So we can now sew without cutting. Now I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to do that again from the other side. So we're now in the position where it's down and I can push it out and turn it and now it's back up. So, and then push it and down. Now depending on the thickness of the thread, we can adjust the settings, but we should be okay. Now if you've chosen a fabric like I have that has a different depth to it's basically printed different on the back. So it's entirely up to you whether you go for the front or the back. Now what we're doing is we are sewing, but we are allowing the stitches to curve the end over. So basically, rather than what we would normally have with an overlocker, we have the seam, the cloth pushed round and then sewn, and it does give a nicer finish. You can see just where it was starting off there and it was just trying to work out what I was doing, and then once we'd got going you can see that it's just a nicer finish. Now if I turn it slightly and carry on sewing, if you look very closely you will see that the fabric is folding round on itself. So and there we are. What I'm going to do as well is I'm not going to try and turn the corner. I'm going to keep on going straight. I'm just going to put my foot down to sew off. And I'm going to make sure these ends are trimmed because we're not cutting them now. We're just rolling them under. And then I can get going again. So exactly the same as if I was using it with the blade, but slightly different. So away I go. There we go. Alright, thank you ever so much for watching. My name's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee. I hope you have a safe Black Friday and a fun Thanksgiving. Thank you ever so much for watching.